This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan, Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. No more bucks for baseball.
That's what Lackawanna County officials are saying about the costs to build the stadium at Montage. Construction bids came in 2 times higher than the architect's estimates, and there are concerns the project has hit a snag.
Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds is live where that baseball stadium is supposed to be built. Bob?
Well, Nolan and Karen, despite all the problems, work is continuing at preparing the site. You can see it behind me. And a lot of people hope that the multi-million-dollar stumbling block can be overcome. That includes people such as Marty Kuhn. He works in a Scranton sporting goods store.
You have a lot of ball fans in the area. We do a big business with the different baseball leagues. And everybody would like to have a team. You know, they could call their own. They can go up the street and see them play, and it's like camaraderie. Everybody can get together behind them.
This is what the stadium will look like. The Lackawanna County Stadium Authority has borrowed enough money to build a $9 million facility. And county officials say pumping more money into the project is just out of the question.
If we go higher, now we'll definitely have to say that the taxpayers of Lackawanna County have to place money into the baseball stadium. We didn't want to do that from day one.
I tell you still don't want to do that, correct?
Right.
Officials do know the high bids will at the very least put off opening the stadium on Memorial Day of 1987. And that in itself will put a further drain on a project that is supposed to pay for itself.
If you're not open a particular date, then that impacts on the loss of revenue from parking, concessions, tickets, concerts, whatever event may be there.
Officials don't know why bids for the $9 million stadium came in at $18 million. They're scrambling to find out. Now, although the outlook may look bleak, everyone I talked to connected with the project said that they will find a solution. They're pretty sure of that. That it may be late, but Lackawanna County will have its stadium and a professional baseball team to boot. Bob Reynolds, Newswatch 16 with the live Instacam report in Music. Karen?
Thanks, Bob. A plan to bring federal money to Steamtown is now in the Senate, but whether a vote is taken before the Senate goes on recess later this week is anyone's guess. The House today okayed the bill that would make Steamtown in Scranton a National Historic Site, eligible for $35 million from Uncle Sam over the next 3 years. Congressman Joseph McDade of Lackawanna County is among those pushing for the Steamtown bill.
It will ensure that a glorious part of our nation's history, American railroading in the steam age, will be kept alive, as my colleagues have said, for the education and enjoyment of future generations.
If the Senate and the President agree, the money would be used to make improvements at the Scranton Rail Museum and keep the Steamtown excursions on track.
A $50,000 flood control project is now complete in Lackawanna County. And for residents of Jessup near Sterry Creek, it means resting a little easier every time it rains. After flooding caused by Hurricane Gloria last year, the County Railroad Authority started making plans. It had to correct blocked drain pipes under their tracks that caused the flooding. Now there's a new 90-foot-long drain pipe next to 2 old ones. Experts say it'll hold about 5 times what the other 2 could. The project in Jessup took about a month to complete. It's a new judge and new court motions, but the same Luzerne County trial.
Judge Gifford Cappellini is replacing Judge Arthur D'Alessandro in the murder case against Leroy Myrick. D'Alessandro was forced off the case on Friday because he is under investigation by the federal government.
Newswatch 16's Mark Davis is live at the Luzerne County Courthouse. How can that trial continue with the new judge, Mark?
Well, no, that's a question that we asked many times today, and our answer came this way. One attorney compared it to a football game. He said when one quarterback is taken out, another one comes in, and the game continues. Well, right now, Judge Gifford Cappellini is quarterbacking or presiding over this trial. 32-year-old Leroy Myrick entered the courthouse this morning not knowing what was next in his murder trial. Myrick is one of 4 people charged with the March murder of 96-year-old Hugh McMcGee. After a short conference, President Judge Robert Horrigan assigned the case to Judge Gifford Cappellini, who picks up where the case left off Friday afternoon, the continuation of jury selection. But the first ruling made by Cappellini was denying defense attorney Peter Rogers' motion for a mistrial.
We are charting, I think, perhaps new territory. A lot of the things that are on my mind are unanswerable. I think that perhaps in the event of a conviction, perhaps a higher court, even the United States Supreme Court, may be called upon to look at this novel situation.
And when Newswatch 16 continues, we will have Skycam flying over some late afternoon fires in our area.
Plus, Action 16 will help a Lackawanna County woman with a problem that left her hot tub cold.
Different. Coats and jackets. See the selection at Hill.
Selection, selection, selection.
You can lay away now. New snappy styles, new fashion fabrics, new bright colors.
Selection, selection, selection.
All priced low every day. Hill's selection of coats and jackets. Bigger and better than any store we know.
We're a different kind of department store. You ought to be shopping Hill.
At Pizza Hut, we make our pan pizza with dough made fresh every day, with pure mozzarella cheese and only the finest toppings. So when you've got to have a hot, delicious pizza, we modestly suggest you treat yourself to one of ours. Pizza Hut Pan Pizza.
A strike by professors at Temple University canceled more than half of the classes today. About 1,100 unionized professors, librarians, and other professionals walked off the job in Philadelphia at midnight. Contract talks broke off last night. The professors want more money than what Temple is offering. The university is urging the 31,000 students to report 2 classes, but the union says it wants to turn the campus into a ghost town. The union does not represent professors in the schools of law, medicine, and dentistry. A state mediator has not scheduled new contract talks in the Temple strike.
For a Lackawanna County couple, all that was wanted was to be in hot water in their hot tub. But when they got more heat than they bargained for, they turned to Jerry Gartenberg at Action 16.
Spots on fire. And we opened the bottom. All the plastic parts had melted right to the floor. And the only thing that we thank God for is that we weren't overcome in our sleep.
First, Sally Ann Perchinsky and her husband were overcome with anger. Then they had their spa's damaged heating and pumping unit sent back to the manufacturer in Georgia. The manufacturer sent them a new one under warranty, only it arrived broken. They were so broken up about it, they paid a local serviceman $450 for a heating unit he said would work. It didn't.
So all I wanted at that point was to get my money back and to try and get a unit from the manufacturer that would make this thing operable.
For weeks, all she got was the cold shoulder about the hot tub. Then Action 16 put the heat on. The local serviceman gave the Perchinskys their money back and took back the heating unit that didn't heat. Then the manufacturer replaced its broken unit with one that does the job. Sally Perchinsky and her husband now have a hot tub they can warm up to.
I would imagine that you needed to relax after this problem.
We never miss a day.
I'm glad we could help, but the Perchinskys might have been better off from the beginning if they had sent the manufacturer's broken heating unit right back, or else found an authorized representative to fix it. Folks, make sure you always deal with the manufacturer or representative, otherwise you could really find yourself in hot water. But if you still find you're dealing with a consumer problem and you're boiling mad, write to me, Jerry Gartenberg, Action 16.
You can write to Jerry in care of Action 16 by writing to Action 16, Box 16, Avoca, Pennsylvania, 18641.
I'll tell you, hot tub would feel good on a chilly day like today, right?
Big chill coming tonight.
Turn up the heat.
Uh-oh.
Record low tonight is 29 degrees. And when we come back, I'll tell you how close we're going to get to that record. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Milton and all of Northumberland County.
From Pella Windows and Doors, the sunrise bow window, the magical window nook, the bubble bath skylight, the Sunday paper sunroom. Pella makes your home a better place to live, and we'll show you how. Come and get your free idea book only at your Pella Window Store.
Look for Pella Window Stores in your white pages.
Toro announces the dawn of a new era in snow throwers. The new Toro CCR 2000 with a curved rotor designed to handle big snow, even wet snow. Built to fight deep into drifts and put snow wherever you want it. Built to throw snow like no other snow thrower, up to 30 feet. The new Toro CCR 2000. It's the dawn of a new era in snow throwers.
See the hot-selling CCR 2000 at last year's price at these Toro dealers.
Well, who went to the head of the class this week in our Newswatch 16 news game? For the third time this school year, it's the World Cultures class of teacher Bob Smith at Sacred Heart High School in Carbondale. These sophomores answered more of last week's current events questions correctly than any other area class. The weekly quiz based on news covered each week here on Newswatch 16 and on ABC's World News Tonight. Runners-up to Sacred Heart this week, Scranton Tech. Nice going, class.
Good job. Now out to the backyard to find out how cold it's going to get, Tom.
Ooh, man, Karen, it's going to get plenty cold tonight, going down into the 30s in many places. But boy, it sure did feel like fall today. Just a beautiful evening in the backyard now. Blue sky overhead, and actually this is more typical of the first week in November, not October. Now it's cooling off now into the 40s in many places. Let's check in now and see what it's like across our viewing area. Frank Slezak in Weatherly has 55 degrees in his backyard now. A lot of wind down there today. Shirley Chernosky in Mildred, Sullivan County, now down to 46 at her place. And Ralph Smith, Tyler Hill, Wayne County, also reports 46 at this hour. In our backyard now, it's cooling off, now down to 50. Humidity very low today, 39%. The wind is coming in from the northwest at 14. Peak wind here today, 35 miles an hour. The barometer now rising from 30 inches of mercury. 56 the high today, 46 the low this morning. 90 set 86 years ago. 57 was the high a year ago. And there's a lovely view this afternoon over the Susquehanna River near Williamsport. Some of those cumulus clouds in the distance and some of the fall colors, which will be coming to a peak now in the valleys within the next 10 days. Satellite view shows a lot of clear weather across the country today. Just some showers now coming off of Lake Erie up in northwestern Pennsylvania. But it was record heat today down in the south. West Palm Beach broke a record with 93 this afternoon. And a bit farther to the west in Texas, more flooding rains. One town picked up 4 inches of rain in a little over 1 hour today. 22, the nation's coldest temperature this afternoon. Actually, this morning up there at International Falls, Minnesota, it broke a record. And some snow today. As much as an inch of snow fell in the mountains of Vermont and up around northern Maine this afternoon. But there's no snow in our forecast, you might be happy to know. But it reminds me that soon we'll be giving you details of our 3rd annual snowblower contest. Bigger and better than ever before, coming up soon. Now, here's what we have. The front that came through last night now, just a strong flow of air out of Canada behind it. This high will move in and cause the wind to die down later on tonight, and I think it will get cold enough for frost in many places tonight. The wind will shift to the southwest by tomorrow night as the high moves offshore, and then this front, another cold front coming down out of Canada, will put us back into the cooler, I think along about Friday. So a dying wind tonight, and that will allow temperatures to drop close to 30 in the Poconos tonight. Tunkhannock about 34, hometown 36 tonight, and in Milton 36 degrees for the morning low, a crescent moon in the west, and the breeze below 10 miles per hour later on tonight. Here's the sunrise time for tomorrow morning, 7:06. The sunrise and the sun sets at 6:36 tomorrow evening. Clear tonight, scattered frost. Cover up those tomato plants tonight. 34 here, no record this time around. 57 tomorrow, sunshine, and then on Wednesday, partly cloudy, getting back up into the middle 60s on Wednesday. Then the front comes through on Thursday, more showers, back into the 50s for highs on Friday. Don't need a winter jacket out here after the game tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom. Tim Carlson is next with the Sports Watch and which teams he thinks will come out of the Baseball Championship Series as winner.
Plus, why Penn State coach Joe Paterno is upset about his undefeated football team.
Save on quality hardware and tools during the Pro Fall Sale. Over 200 super values, like Liquid Nails construction adhesive, Bond's most common building materials, pro price at just 99 cents.
Lufkin's 33-foot tape measure with the exclusive teardrop case for comfort is pro-priced at $12.99. And from Schlage, easy-to-install entry locks, pro-priced at $12.99 with a $3 rebate for one, $5 for two. Sale ends October 18th at these and other participating Pro Lumber, Home Center, and hardware stores.
And busy Tim Carlson from the sports department. Nice weekend in sports.
Yeah, I feel like it wet. It was kind of tough out there this weekend. Even at Penn State, the field was kind of sloppy, and we're going to talk about Penn State in just a second. You know, usually on Monday I have a brand new Super 16 high school football rankings to show you, but I got lazy. No. But for the second week in a row, that'll have to wait until tomorrow because several teams in the rankings will be playing tonight. The games rained out over the weekend, and you're not surprised about that. So be looking for the new Super 16 tomorrow night, same time, same station. By the way, there are 7 high school football games on the schedule tonight. Highlights and scores on the update, of course, after the Monday night football game. Just one day after the regular season ended, the Baltimore Orioles have named a new manager for next season. Cal Ripken Sr., the father of shortstop Cal Ripken Jr., will be the man to replace the retiring Earl Weaver. Ripken has been in the Orioles organization for 30 years, most recently as third base coach. He takes over after Baltimore finished last for the first time ever.
I am very happy. There's no doubt, I think in any of your minds, that I'm a very happy person today. With this ball club of 1986, which finished last, is not a reflection of what we can do.
I'm not so sure about that. We'll have to see how Cal can help the team recover next year. Both of Major League Baseball's batting champions won the titles while sitting on the bench. Boston's Wade Boggs sat out the last 4 games of the year because of a hamstring pull. He ended up at .357. Don Mattingly of the Yankees gave Boggs' lead a shot over the weekend, but he ended up losing by 5 points yesterday. A great performance, 2 for 5 with a homer there. Montreal's Tim Raines also sat on the bench the entire weekend while Steve Sachs of the Dodgers made the chase alone. Raines won the National League batting title with a .334 average. Sachs finished with a .332. The Major League Baseball Championship Series begins tomorrow night here on Channel 16 with the Red Sox hosting California, and it starts at 8 p.m. The big question, which teams will meet in the World Series? Well, I'd like to think I have the answer, so it's time to stick out the old neck. In the American League, I like Boston over California, 4-1. The Red Sox with baseball's top pitcher, Roger Clemens. He'll start tomorrow night coming off that mild elbow injury, but I think he'll be all right. Not a bad staff, which also includes a red-hot Bruce Hurst and consistent oil can Boyd. The Red Sox have fine hitting, including American League batting champ Wade Boggs and always potent Jim Rice. And in the National League, Houston over the Mets, 4-3. What is this guy doing here? A lot of Met fans are booing right now, but I have to be honest, I think overall the Astros have a much better pitching staff, and they've been hot lately. And if you look at the season series between the two, you'll see the Astros with the advantage. I have to stick with that stat. Well, there's pie all over the TV right now, right? You would think Penn State head coach Joe Paterno would be happy since his team is undefeated in 4 games. You'd think he'd be especially happy after the Lions won easily over Rutgers on Saturday 31-6. You'd think he'd be happy, but he isn't. And the reason Coach Paterno isn't happy is Penn State's numbers in the penalty column. For example, after Rutgers hit DJ Dozier on this play, a Penn State player got into it with officials. It cost the Lions yardage. And Coach Paterno says it's got to stop before it's too late.
Come back to harness, and we have some guys that just won't listen, and they're gonna self-destruct. They're gonna lose a football game until they learn that they can't just let their emotions run wild. They got to get a little bit more poise than we showed out there today, and have shown all year.
He's not happy about that. Penn State plays Cincinnati this week at Beaver Stadium, the special start time of 12:20. Yes, Houston over the Mets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, okay, Tim.
Okay, sticking with the stat, as you say. Okay, Tim, thank you. And next, Newswatch 16's Frank Andrews has a 16 salute.
Tonight we'll honor a clergyman who served for 35 years.
You're the spirit of this valley, the hopes and dreams we share. You're the memories we'll cherish till we meet again somewhere. You're the people that we're proud to serve in everything we do. You're the one who gives us life each day, caring for you.
The Williamsport Hospital and Medical Center.
Finally tonight, a 16 salute for a priest who's retiring from the daily work of serving a parish. Newswatch 16's Frank Andrews says Father Nahas will always be a leader.
The only clergyman that I know of that sings hymns wherever he goes, be it a hospital room or a sewing factory. And How Great Thou Art is my favorite hymn.
Give us a verse.
O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder behold the worlds that thy hands have made.
Father Herb Nahas is retiring as pastor of St. Mary's Orthodox Church in Wilkes-Barre. He's served as pastor since 1951, 35 years.
I miss the most coming in every day and taking care of the vineyard lights. That's my hobby, keeping them clean and keeping them refilled with proper candles and things like that.
St. Mary's was completely renovated in 1966. It's Father Herb's design, a gift to the congregation he loves so much.
I tried to let my life be a lesson by my emotional contact with them, my esteem for them, my love.
Those people said goodbye with a banquet for Father Herb last night. I was there to honor him with a 16 salutes.
I'd like to pin this on Father Herbert. Thank you so much. God bless. Sacred land.
These people will miss the man who has been their spiritual leader for a generation.
What the children is the child, and what they've grown up to the grown-up. We'll miss them very much.
Father Herb was really, I feel we were part of his family and he was part of our family because he's been with us through baptisms, our wedding. He's been with us, unfortunately, through funerals.
And Father Herb has something special to say to his flock, a blessing from a retiring shepherd.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon you and grant you his peace. Amen. God bless you all. Thank you.
Frank Andrews, Newswatch 16, Wilkes-Barre.
And that is Newswatch 16 for Monday.
Be sure to join us tonight on The Update when we'll find out why a cut in airfares may be just what the doctor ordered to help cure the problems of an airport in our area.
World News Tonight is next with a look at why drug dealers are invading the countryside of Vermont. For the team, thank you for joining us.
Enjoy your evening.